In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on October 26, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Miami Heat versus Charlotte Hornets. The Miami Heat, currently with a record of 0-1, are set to hit the road for a matchup against the Charlotte Hornets on Saturday, October 26th. The Heat are coming off a disappointing 116-97 loss to the Orlando Magic in their season opener. Meanwhile, the Hornets are scheduled to play against the Atlanta Hawks on the road on Friday evening, although this analysis is being provided before that game concludes. As the Heat prepare for their upcoming game, they are still grappling with injury challenges. Kevin Love has been officially ruled out for this contest, and Josh Richardson's status remains uncertain as he is listed as questionable. In contrast, the Hornets entered this matchup without any players on their injury report, which gives them a clear advantage in terms of roster availability. In their previous game, the Heat struggled significantly, with their star players Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo managing to combine for only 12 points while shooting a dismal 2 for 13 from the field. After taking a couple of days off to regroup and strategize, fans can anticipate that both Butler and Adebayo will make a strong effort to dominate the game on both the offensive and defensive ends. The Hornets demonstrated a solid offensive performance in their first game, playing at a slower tempo that aligns well with Miami's playing style. However, they are likely to face challenges in securing offensive rebounds and scoring points in the paint due to Bam Adebayo's strong defensive presence in the paint. Additionally, Charlotte was somewhat careless with the ball in their earlier match, which could lead to easy scoring opportunities for the Heat, with the Hornets having to contend with fatigue from playing their second game in as many nights, particularly against a Miami team that has had ample time to rest and prepare. It is reasonable to expect the Hornets to struggle in this matchup. On paper, the Miami Heat are considered the superior team and should be favored in this contest, especially given their rest advantage. However, there are concerns about how the Heat performed in their season opener, as they exhibited many of the same issues that plagued them last season. They played with intensity and commitment on defense, but offensively, they lacked the necessary firepower, struggling to score effectively. In today's NBA landscape, where teams routinely score over 100 points, it is increasingly challenging to win games when a team cannot consistently hit that mark. While the Hornets may have played the night before, they have been playing at a faster pace, and LaMelo Ball is having an impressive start to his season. Based on the Heat's troubling performance in their opener, I'm skeptical about their ability to secure a win, so the Charlotte Hornets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Last season, the Hornets averaged 107 points per game and managed to score 110 points in their opening game. Despite this offensive output, they ranked 23rd in terms of pace during the previous season, and they maintained a similar pace in their season opener. Conversely, the Miami Heat were one of the top defensive teams in the league last year, successfully limiting their opponents to fewer than 110 points per game while playing on the road. In terms of offensive production, the Heat averaged 109 points per game last season, but only managed to score 97 points in their season opener. They also played at one of the slowest paces in the league, ranking 29th, and continued at a comparable pace in their first game of the season. It is worth noting that in 4 of their last 5 matchups, the Heat and Hornets have gone under the total. Considering that the Hornets will be playing on the second night of a back-to-back, it is reasonable to expect them to slow down their pace. Meanwhile, given the Heat's struggles on offense during their season opener, they are likely to face additional challenges in shooting effectively once again. Charlotte, dealing with the fatigue that comes from playing back-to-back games, will probably prefer to play at a more measured pace rather than pushing the tempo. In their season opener, Miami operated at a pace of 99.2, ranking 20th in the league, while Charlotte played at a pace of 100.7, which was 17th. Therefore, it seems likely that we will witness another slow-paced game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Raptors versus Minnesota Timberwolves. The Toronto Raptors are set to face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves this Saturday evening at the Target Center, marking an exciting early season non-conference matchup. As the Raptors make their way to Minnesota, they find themselves sitting at 14th place in the Eastern Conference with a record of 1-1. Their most recent game resulted in a 115-107 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers at home on Friday. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are currently positioned 8th in the Western Conference, also boasting a 1-1 record. They secured a narrow 117-115 win on the road against the Sacramento Kings just one day prior. This matchup will be the first of two encounters between these two teams this season, adding an intriguing element to their upcoming contest. The Raptors are facing significant challenges as they head into this game, with key players Emmanuel Quickley, R.J. Barrett, and Kelly Olynyk all sidelined due to injury. On the other hand, the Timberwolves come into the game without any players listed on the injury report, providing them with a notable advantage. This contest also comes at a challenging time for the Raptors, as they are playing the second half of a back-to-back set of games. With their roster depleted, Toronto will likely be missing 5 players, some of whom play crucial roles on the team. This shorthanded situation could make it exceptionally difficult for them to compete against a more complete and rested Timberwolves squad. Defensively, the Timberwolves are known for their toughness, making life difficult for opposing offenses. The Raptors are struggling with turnovers, averaging 19 per game, which is a significant concern as they also grapple with their shooting consistency. Additionally, Toronto may find it hard to contain Minnesota's star players, Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards, who can capitalize on any defensive lapses. A critical aspect of the game will be how well Toronto can defend the perimeter, as they rank 23rd in the league with a 39% opposing three-point shooting percentage. In contrast, Minnesota excels defensively, sitting 4th in the NBA with a mere 27.1% allowed from beyond the arc. Moreover, while the numbers may not fully capture the whole picture, they highlight a clear trend. The Raptors are tied with the Brooklyn Nets for 28th in the league with an average of 39.5 free throw attempts against per game, while the Timberwolves are tied for 21st with only 30 trips to the charity stripe against them. In terms of injuries and fatigue, the Toronto Raptors could arguably be one of the most affected teams in the league at this point in the season, particularly as they are facing a second consecutive game without rest. Such circumstances often take a toll on teams already dealing with significant injury issues. Conversely, the Minnesota Timberwolves come into this matchup well-rested, playing at home, and having found some rhythm in their recent game against the Kings, making them a formidable opponent. While the Raptors managed to secure a win against the 76ers last night, they did so with an alarming total of 26 turnovers. Such a high turnover rate will not bode well for their chances against the Timberwolves, who have shown strong performance in their last game. The betting line for this game may be substantial, but considering how well Minnesota performed in their latest outing, especially with the addition of Julius Randle, who appears poised for a standout season, the Timberwolves are likely the superior team in this matchup. Given their advantages, the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams are expected to adopt a more deliberate style of play, with the Raptors currently tied with the Brooklyn Nets for 13th in the league, averaging a pace of 101.75. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are tied with the Orlando Magic for 24th with a slower pace of 98. Despite encountering numerous turnovers in the early part of the season, both teams are not scoring effectively in transition. Toronto, for instance, is tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers for 13th with an average of 15.5 fast break points per game, while Minnesota lags behind at 29th with only 5.5 fast break points per game. Last season, both teams struggled to maintain a pace above 100, and the Timberwolves have continued that trend, currently sitting at 23rd in pace. Given their strong defensive capabilities, Minnesota is unlikely to allow many points, especially against a short-handed Raptors team that has been challenged offensively. On the flip side, Minnesota has not yet demonstrated a fluid offensive approach this season. Their shooting percentages from the floor and beyond the arc are mediocre, and their assist totals rank among the 5 lowest in the NBA so far. Offensive rebounding does not pose a significant threat, and turnovers have continued to be a concern for them as well. However, Toronto's defense may be able to hold its ground to some extent. Taking all these factors into account, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Orlando Magic versus Memphis Grizzlies. The Orlando Magic, currently holding a record of 2-0, made significant strides last season, propelled by one of the NBA's most promising emerging talents. With several impactful acquisitions during the summer, it seems the Magic are on the verge of becoming serious contenders in the Eastern Conference. Their recent developments suggest that they are not only looking to improve but are aiming to make a substantial leap forward in their quest for postseason success. This upcoming match against the Memphis Grizzlies will be a crucial test to see how far they have come. On Saturday, the Magic will go up against the formidable Memphis Grizzlies, who currently have a record of 1-1. The Grizzlies are eager to redeem themselves following a disappointing season marred by injuries. Now that their roster is nearly back to full strength, they are expected to resemble the competitive team we remember from their impressive performance in 2022. This matchup promises to be intense, as both teams will bring their unique strengths and motivations to the court. Unfortunately for Memphis, they have already faced some injury setbacks this season. Key players, including Luke Kennard, Vince Williams Jr., Cam Spencer, and G.G. Jackson II, are sidelined and unable to contribute. Moreover, Jaren Jackson Jr. is listed as doubtful for Friday's game, which raises concerns about his availability for Saturday's contest against Orlando. While Memphis managed to secure a victory on opening night, they allowed a staggering 124 points, raising questions about their defensive capabilities. In contrast, the Magic demonstrated a strong defensive performance by limiting the Miami Heat to just 97 points. Orlando's injury report features only one player, Jonathan Isaac, who is currently listed as day-to-day. In their recent victory over Miami, the Magic showcased their dominance on the boards, pulling down a remarkable 57 rebounds compared to Memphis's 41 rebounds in their opener against Utah. Notably, 18 of those rebounds for Orlando came on the offensive end, allowing them multiple second-chance opportunities. Despite shooting only 42.7% from the field overall, their strong rebounding efforts helped them compensate for this, emphasizing their determination to control the game. With the Magic nearly at full strength and showing promising form at the start of the season, it's no surprise that they are favored as they head into this road matchup. This game is shaping up to be particularly challenging for Memphis, who will be looking to bounce back after a disappointing performance. As both teams prepare to play back-to-back games, I usually tend to favor the home team in such scenarios. However, the Grizzlies are currently among the most injury-depleted teams in the league, with several key rotation players unavailable. This factor often weighs heavily when teams face the rigors of playing 2 consecutive games. Given the health advantage held by the Magic, along with the fact that we're not required to lay down an excessive amount of points, the Orlando Magic to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Over the past few years, both teams have relied heavily on their defensive capabilities. However, with Orlando shifting its focus more toward offense and the Grizzlies missing a potential Defensive Player of the Year candidate, this game is likely to see a significant number of points scored. The Magic have consistently posted strong offensive numbers, going 5-5 on the over in their last 10 games, while scoring an impressive 116 points in each of their first 2 games this season. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies also sit at 5-5 on the over, having allowed 100 or more points in 9 of their last 10 games. Given these trends, I believe the projected total for the game is likely to be exceeded, making over the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.